Juan? Good evening, everyone. Welcome. This is a code enforcement hearing for the City of North Miami. Today is August 7th, 2019, and I am Beatrice Kezo, Special Magistrate for the City of North Miami. The purpose of this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists at your property as observed and cited by a code enforcement officer of the city. If the city is not able to prove its case, then I will dismiss the case and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded, therefore all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all testimony is clearly audible on the recording device. If English is not your primary language, then please inform me when I call your case. We have a translator who will assist you during the proceeding. When your case is called, the property owner, agent for the property owner, and any witness that you may have should come forward to the podium on the left side of the room. When asked, please speak directly into the microphone and say aloud your name, your business or mailing address, and your relationship to the property. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property, then you must present a notarized power of attorney affidavit in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked, for the record, if you are aware of and understand the violation that is being heard today, and do you understand what is required to resolve the violation? Please answer accordingly. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner and or violator will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf, to bring forward witnesses to testify, to present evidence and photographs, and to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a finding of fact on the case. If I find that a violation of city codes exists or existed at your property, then depending on the property type, I will set an abatement date for the violation to be resolved. Or for repeat violations, I will impose a daily fine amount. For new, non-repeat cases, my order will include an abatement date by which you must resolve the violation and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing date should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement action at this time, I will table this case proceeding to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact and or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order on the case to the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of the administrative order to be appealed. In accordance with Florida statutes, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by the special magistrate with respect to any matter considered at these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record of the proceeding. This record includes the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the appellant, and it is recommended that persons who plan to, where's that coming from? Can we close the door?
They just did.
Okay. Now I lost, okay. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the appellant, and it is recommended that persons who plan to appeal their case should provide their own court reporter at this proceeding. Pursuant to city codes, if the city of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. If you're present and will be giving testimony on a case, please stand and raise your right hand so the officer can administer the oath.
Good evening. Now, if you're giving testimony today on a case, please rise and raise your right hand as I issue the oath. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, say aloud, I do. Okay. Let me see.
Yeah, are they here?
All right, I'm going to do the oath for the translators. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the translations which you are about to give in these proceedings will be accurate and correct to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Say I do.
He just walked in. All right. Yeah, let's do a pledge.
If you can please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
All right, please announce for the record if there are any additions, corrections, and/or deletions to the hearing agenda.
The amendments to the agenda are Carlos B. Morales, CEP FY 2019-00157 is complied. Nigel Ellis and Shirley Reed, CEZPU 2019-00043 is complied. Rose Jean Baptiste, CEE XP 2019-00098 was postponed, and those are all the amendments to the agenda.
All right, let's call the first case.
The first case is 1627 Robert LLC, case number CEODS 2019-00068. Shanna Sanders is the officer.
Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Julio Fabian Iglesias. I rent in the house.
Okay,
Mr. Cuy.
all right, sir.
I'm Guy Lorenzo, I'm the owner.
All right,
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a new case that was originally opened April 19th of this year, 2019. I met with the property owner and the tenant a couple of times at the property. Is some items in the rear of the property, excuse me. It's a lot of outdoor storage items on the side and at the rear of the property. Some items have been removed, but some still remains. I'll let the I'll let the tenant and or the property owner explain what's going on. But as of last week, Wednesday, items still remain in the rear of the property, being tires, refrigerators, stoves, bikes, things of that nature.
I'm not able to open any of the documents. Where's that? Are we introducing the photos? Are we introducing anything?
Yes, I do have photos.
Okay. Why am I pushing? Does she need to introduce it, or
Oh, you can
we're here, right?
Yeah, do
This one.
I'm not sure which.
Are we able to open it so that they can see? How do we show it?
I'm showing it on my screen. I think he has to do it on the back.
I
but-
see, okay. New system. I'm trying to,
That's fine.
we're implementing a new system here.
It's on the screen now.
Okay. All right, so,
As you're seeing here depicted is, a lot of miscellaneous items, tires, pallets, and the paint buckets in the front. I believe it's a stove or something, refrigerator. At one time it was scaffolds, but he did remove that. But again, it's a lot of miscellaneous items that he's storing outside that, again, I've spoke to him on a couple of occasions, explained that these items need to be removed. And again, some have been removed, but the entire property needs to be clean and free of all of these items.
okay. We have more than one photograph, right? Okay. All right. right, because they need to be able to see.
As you see here, washing machine, stove. As you see here in the front, again, stove on the front driveway area.
Okay. All right, sir?
Yes, hi. I work in construction, so sometimes like I leave it for a couple hours, she passed by, boom, picture. Every time I go do something in my house, boom, picture. The other day my boat got broke, I had to pull it in so I can get some of my stuff out of my house so I can carry it and take it away. Boom, picture. Don't let me alone. Every time, single day, picture, picture, picture. I got all my pictures, it's clean, the whole house, right now, so. Every single second. It's like I can't leave anything in the front. I work in construction. Of course, I'm going to be put it for a minute and then take it away. I mean, I got to do it. It's my work. I don't use it in my house as a storage. I just, you know, a couple of things that I have to leave it there for a bed for 1 or 2 days, and then I take it away. I don't leave it there for forever. You know, I mean, it's impossible every single time she goes by, take a picture to my house. Like, okay, it's with you, and you, and you, and you, and you. I told her, I say, so nice. I say, and the first time there was an issue with my scaffold, I say, I'm trying to get in a storage because, you know, I was waiting to find a place to put all my stuff because I got it kicked out of the other place because they were removing the stuff, you know, they're selling the property. So I thought I get a new one, I got to, you know, leave my stuff for a couple of days. And then I remove it later. And now a stove, that stove there, it was there only for 1 day, not even a day. And then I take it away. So every single day she goes by, boom, picture, boom, picture. I don't think it's right.
And as he's saying, yes, I do ride by there every day. This is the zone that I patrol. On any given day, there is items outside, like he's saying, scaffolds, refrigerators, stoves, tires, bikes. Things are out every day. I have received numerous complaints from the neighbors behind, on the side. It's hurricane season. They want these items removed.
So everything is removed. I mean, it's just every day she go by, she take a picture. It's not right. I mean, I can't breathe. So if I put something in there, boom, picture, boom, picture. Come on.
All right. You said, yes, sir.
Yes, I spoke to him several times. I told him he has to remove all those things. So finally, I went a few couple of days ago. he was-
Speak on the mic, please.
I spoke to him several times to remove all those things because they cannot leave them there, you know. So he said he's looking for a place to find a place to rent so he can put all the stuff. Finally, he found a place, apparently. He removed all the stuff, and I went back there yesterday again. He removed all the stuff in the yard. I think he was taking pictures. Maybe you can show the picture of what.
Show him to the officer.
Show the officer what you did. Because I make sure that he removed the stuff because I told him, find a place. He says, oh, I got to make money because it's expensive, and, but you got to remove them. So finally, he removed them. He cleaned the whole backyard. Yesterday, I went back there again. I said, hey, you got to remove them. He said, he's all clean up, clean up. So he took pictures. I said, you take the picture and show them to the court that you remove them.
What he's showing me a clean property, you know, at this present time. But like he's saying, any given day, it'll be clean today, and I can guarantee you by this weekend, it'll be items right back out there. He brings things home on a weekly basis, daily basis. Like you say, is any given day, I can ride by there and there's stuff out there. Today is tires. 2 weeks ago is scaffolds, bikes. It's, you know, about 10 to 15 bikes that were there. You know, it's stuff every week.
All right. What is the officer seeking? What are you asking?
I would like a guilty finding from the last time that I inspected the property. There was a violation, and again, I'm almost positive to say, and I'll put it on record, when I go back, there'll be something there. Whether it's this weekend, whether it's next week Tuesday, next week Thursday, it'll be something there. We have spoke at the property, myself, the property owner, the tenant. It is stuff there all the time. It's clean from what these pictures show, but it's stuff all the time. So again, I would like a guilty finding from the last time I did the inspection.
All right. Sir, do you understand? you understand the violation and you understand the officer's testimony is that this is ongoing with this property. There's always something, and I guess you
Well,
said
that's what
that's
she
the
said.
nature of your business, is that,
No, I don't use my business there.
I'm sorry?
I don't use it as my business there. No.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that you use the site, you use the property as you're saying that you are in construction, correct? And sometimes you leave things
I
at
don't
the
leave
property?
stuff. They're for minutes. Like I said today, the stuff, I left it for a couple of hours and I take it back to the place. Because I had to leave it. I got to get some other stuff at Home Depot. So I got to leave it there, carrying the stuff, bring it back. It's not like I leave it there forever. You can go ask the neighbors. It's about what she say and about what I say.
Well, I
Then
think
you
her-
got to go take it yourself, walk over there and see it every day then. Because she's seeing every day. It's not true. Because I try to keep every day house clean.
All right, based on the testimony of the code enforcement officer and your testimony as well, I do find that the violation did exist. I find in favor of the city enter an adjudication. And are we going with cost?
Yes,
There's a
that's fine
cost
with
for
me,
them?
yes.
Okay, and plus cost. Are we doing retro?
It could be, yes, from the day, but this is a first time. This is a new case, so it could be from the time that I inspected the property last week.
And that's the July 31st date?
Yes.
Okay. So it's the first time up. It was not, okay, it's the first time we're hearing this case, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Mhm.
so we're gonna enter an adjudication. That's correct. We're gonna have an adjudication. And I find in favor of the city, sir. What that means is that I do find that there was a violation. And if this continues, then it's going to be a repeat violation, which means there are gonna be penalties, there are gonna be fees. Right now, you have to pay the cost. Even though you cleaned it up, you still have cost that has to be paid. Pilar, what's the amount?
Well, the only thing we usually charge is $100 for them to come to court when they're found guilty. And then you can set it for the next abatement date, so that if he doesn't comply, then the fines will begin to run at the next hearing. The abatement date would be August 28th.
August 28th. Okay, sir. So the officer is going to, since this is her route anyways, but she is going to inspect the place to make sure that everything has been removed. Your abatement date, which means that everything has to be clean, spotless, by August 28th. Okay?
It is
And-
already clean.
Well, she still has to go back there and
Okay.
inspect it.
It has to maintain that way.
I'm sorry?
It has to maintain that way. It's not just.
So she will be there. She will be there to inspect, and I will.
So if
I know you said it's a repeat violation, but this is the first time it's up. So basically, if the officer goes there and you're still in violation, then there will be a daily fine amount of $200.
So if I change in the freezer or my stove, if I change it in my stove or the freezer, and I put it there and I go inside to remove it, and she passed by, take a picture, then I'm screwed. Does not work like that.
That's not how it works, and I
Yeah,
don't,
but
that's not
that's-
how
that's
the
what you
rule.
did. I told you
That's not
today.
how the rule. That's not how. The statute does allow that you can leave something there temporarily. You know,
Then
if you're
why
moving.
we here then? It's temporary. I didn't leave it there forever. It
Because
was
the
couple
officer
hours.
testified that every time she goes by
But,
the place,
but,
there
it's not the
there-
same stuff every day. It's not, as she say it to you, it's not the same stuff every day. I leave one wheel because my trailer is broken, so then I have to go and get it. Then she passed by, oh, the wheel, boom. I see the stuff over there for a couple hours, then boom, picture. That's not right.
I think the city wants to add something.
So it doesn't matter if it's a tire or 3 tires today and then a stove tomorrow. The point is, it's hurricane season. It's a huge issue to have all those things there, and if anything happens, it's putting everyone at jeopardy and it's a safety issue. So
Uh-huh.
it's not about having a washing machine in 2 days and she takes a photo and then you take it away the next day. It's anything, period. They should not be anything, that type of debris should not be in your yard.
There's not what she said. She said it's temporary. You can keep it a temporary for a couple hours, and then you can remove it. That's what I do. I don't
Sir,
keep the
you-
stuff for there.
Sir, you cannot say that. All those things in that photo, all those tires, washing machines, stoves, pallards, everything that's out there does not have to do with construction. It's not like you're leaving one crate out there and you're coming back and taking it away
I
2
do
days
maintenance.
later.
I do maintenance.
She testified that
I do maintenance.
Excuse me. She testified that she goes by there all the time and she sees.
She can say
a
whatever
lot of
she wanna
things,
say.
And she's also getting a lot of things from the neighbors.
She
So at
can
the
say
end of
whatever
the
she wants
day,
to say.
any-
As the neighbor, how I am, I'm
All
clean
right.
every day.
Okay, one at a
Well, she's
time.
gonna say-
One at a time, please.
Well, then she's gonna cite you every single time that you have stuff out there. I'm explaining to you what it needs to be, what it needs to look like for the safety of the
I
citizens
heard
in
that
North
clear.
Miami.
I heard that clear.
And if it continues, she's gonna keep citing you, so it's up to you, sir.
No, but that's what I told the judge. I mean, the magistrate. That if I leave the stuff there, she passed by, she take a picture. It's not right.
It's up to you. You already know what needs to happen.
It's
in
not
order
about
to not get
accepting me.
cited.
It's about what it is. I can't leave the stuff there for 2 hours and then go by and take a picture and I'm screwed.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
It's been explained, Judge.
All right, sir. As I said, your abatement date is August 28th. If all is well, then the officer will take it off calendar. If not, we'll see you back here on September 4th.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next case is Beauty LLC, case number CEODS 2019-00075. Karen Jean Lewis is the officer.
Is that
Beauty LLC.
Beauty LLC? Okay. There's no one here. Yeah, all right. Take him out.
Good evening, Co-Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. This property was cited April 29th, 2019 in reference to outdoor storage. The property was instructed to remove the refrigerator and miscellaneous items that was being stored on the front porch. And as of the last reinspection, the items still remain.
Tell me about notice.
Hold on, just one second. How do I go back? I need your help. How do I go back? Oh, this sucks. The property was posted for today's hearing on July 18 at 12:36 p.m.
All right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, do we have any photographs?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see.
Mhm. That's one. Nice fridge, though.
Mhm. All right, and what was the last date of inspection?
August 1st, 2019.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Property owner has until August 28th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $200. Next.
The next item is Clinique Jean, case number CEOSV 2019-00021. Edmund St. Louis is the officer.
Good evening, Code Officer Edmay St. Louis. This violation was previously open back February 20th of 2019. It's for oversized vehicle.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. Please state your full name for the record.
Gardy Jean.
All right.
affidavits was posted on July 19th, 2019. It was previously tabled to give the property owner a chance to work on the food truck. It's been moved, but the only problem is it's on the swell now.
Do we have any photos?
Yes.
Okay, it's a big truck. All right. Mr. Jean,
Yes, ma'am.
what's going on?
All right. First, I'm not a mechanic. So I'm actually the one that's working on this truck myself personally. So I was able to get it from the backyard to where it's currently located. But it's a little bit more mechanical issues than what I actually anticipated. Not saying that it can't be done, but I think I might need a little bit more time. And I was thinking, because I was weighing my options as far as like trying to get into storage and everything, but then if it's in storage, when do I get to work on it? You know, so it's like I'm kind of stuck right now as far as what to do with the truck.
Okay, well, that's not that's not exactly the answer that we're looking for, because obviously it cannot stay there. And I'm going to venture to say that you cannot work on your truck on the, in front of your house or the swell area, especially if you're saying these are serious mechanical issues. It's not like you're changing a tire. So, what is your plan? What's plan B?
I mean, plan B is to sell the truck. Unfortunately, I mean,
Okay,
Plan B is
because
to
this
sell the
has been
tree.
going on since February, is that
February, I
correct?
believe.
Correct.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and she says that it was tabled, at the last hearing it was tabled,
Yes.
to give you an opportunity to find a resolution to this problem.
And I've been trying everything within my power to try to make it happen with the time frame, with my days off and everything too. I'm trying to do everything that I can within my power. If I could just have a little bit more time to try to make something happen, that's all I'm asking for.
Not without an adjudication, I'm sorry?
Okay.
It's been 6 months.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't leave much time. I mean, it's been ongoing since February, so something has to give. So I do find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city enter an adjudication. I'll give you until August 28th to have it removed, sold, get something done. Otherwise, you're going to start accumulating a daily fine amount of $250.
Excuse me?
Yes. Okay. Something has to give.
All right.
Okay. It has to be removed one way or another.
Okay.
All right, sir. Good luck to you.
And by what day was that?
August 28th.
28th. All right. Thank you.
All right, sir.
The next case is Coinco Investments, MHVIO 2019-00086. John Dorville is the officer.
Good evening, John Dorville, City North Miami Code Compliance Office. The said violation, MHVIO 2019-0086, is an issue of this is a multifamily building, and it has a parking area that requires repaving. I'll bring up the pictures.
So no one here? No, there's no one here for, what is it, Coinco Invest Company? No one present for Coinco Invest? Yeah, Coinco Invest Company, Inc.
Okay.
Okay, you can proceed.
I just want, no. So as you can see in the picture, the asphalt is deteriorating, so are the parking stops. This violation has been open for some time.
Have you had contact with anyone?
I have had contact with the property management at this particular venue. Got it. Okay.
You gotta go out and then pull it back up. And then you gotta go out.
Okay, thank you. As you saw from the photo, obviously the asphalt needs to be repaved and also the parking blocks. This property was
Tell me about
posted on
notice.
7/19/2019 at 3:13 p.m. So as I said before, was in conversations with the property management. They're typically pretty diligent about taking care of issues. I'm not sure why this particular issue has not been addressed. We've had conversations with them in the past, but unfortunately it hasn't been resolved.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until August 28th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
Thank you.
The next case is Elitas August, case number CEWWC 2019-00009. Edme St. Louis is the officer.
Good evening. Code Officer Edme St. Louis. This violation was opened back in February 2019.
Let me ask again. Elitas, August? No one's here?
He's not here.
Okay. Go ahead.
AOS, the notice to appear was posted on July 19, 2019. And as of today, the violations still remain, but the only difference is the tarp is completely torn. There go the pictures. As of the final recheck was July 31st. And this is what's left of the blue tarp.
Okay. Okay, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until August 28th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
The next case is Evelyn Jean Baptiste, case number CEFAW 2019-00116. Jose Perez is the officer.
Evelyn Jean Baptiste. Evelyn Jean Baptiste. No.
Sorry, proceed.
Mm-hmm.
City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer Perez. Today we're hearing the case in reference to the property located at 215 Northwest 125th Street. This is in regards to a broken chain link fence in the rear of the property that has not been repaired. The violation was opened May 1st, 2019, as of my final reinspection date on the 31st of June. It was not repaired. The property, I'm sorry, July. The property was posted July 16, 2019 at approximately 12:58 p.m. And here are some photographs in regards to the fence.
There's one back there. Okay. There it is. Okay. Is it the whole thing that needs to be repaired, or is
Just
a
just
couple-
that portion.
Just that portion?
Yeah, they kind of just put together like,
A makeshift?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I see it. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Property owners have until August 28th by which to resolve the violation. Should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $150.
The next item is Faye Bridges, CEEXP 2019-00125. Ed May St. Louis is the officer.
Good evening, Code Officer Ed May St. Louis. This violation was opened back in June 4th. As of today, no one has contacted me about the painting of the exterior walls. Notice to appear was posted on July 19th. As of the final recheck, it still left unpainted.
Faye Bridges. No one here. You said it was posted when?
July 19th.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice. Given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Property owner has until August 28th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date. Hold on. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
The next item is Gladys Vincent, case number CEPFY 2019-00163. Karen Jean Lewis is the officer.
Ma'am, please state your full name and relationship to the property.
My name is Gladys Vincent.
Bring the mic down. Bring the mic towards you. Okay.
My name is Gladys Vincent.
Okay, sir.
Good evening, Co-Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. This property, 1151 Northeast 142 Street, was cited on April 29th, 2019, in reference to parking on the front lawn. There were several vehicles observed on the lawn. The property owner was advised to either pave the lawn in order to park the vehicles or park parallel on the swale. Notice to appear was posted on July 18, 2019 at 11:51 a.m. And as of the final reinspection date, vehicles still remain on the grass.
All right, ma'am.
Yeah, I was on vacation. When I come back, I see the letter. It was for my son. I tell him he have to move it immediately. He's not there no more for a long time.
What's not there? Your son or the car?
The car not there. It's not there
Okay.
for a long time.
All right. Did you pull that up? Where's the vehicle? Which vehicle is it?
There's two vehicles.
Both of them.
hmm And this was
Okay.
as of the final reinspection date. I drove by a day after on the 1st,
Mhm.
and it's still there.
Okay. All right, ma'am.
The
Both of the,
The
Go ahead.
first one, it was for my son. Somebody gave it to her to fix it. But when I see the letter, I say, you have to get up. I don't want to see. The second one you saw, it was my cousin living one room. But your cousin bought the car to send to Haiti. He burned the car to pack the stuff. Nothing home. I had it clean now.
okay. All right. So, the officer will go back to inspect.
Oh, sure.
So I do find that the violation did exist. I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. I will give you until August 28th. If the cars are still there, parked on the front lawn, know that you will incur a daily fine amount of $200. And there's also costs associated with today's hearing. Okay?
He can go check because he's not there for a long time.
Say that again, ma'am?
Now you can go check the car not there, no car there.
Okay.
But I don't know what I'm going to see the letter now to come here because
Yeah. Okay, we're done.
okay,
All right, ma'am.
thank you.
The next case is HSBC Bank USA. Case number CEFAW 2019-00106. John Dorville is the officer.
Anyone here representing HSBC Bank? Guess not. Huh?
Good evening, John Dorval, the City of North Miami Code Compliance Office. Just want to make sure everybody's awake. It's a little gloomy day, but we're okay, right? This is in reference to, once again, I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat it, CEFAW 2019-00106. This is a fence on a property, a wooden fence that is in disrepair. As you can see in the picture, although a bit fuzzy, it is also that you can see clearly, if you can call that clear, that the fence is in disrepair. This property actually, as you can tell by the announcement of the name, is owned by the bank. There is an occupant. My understanding, it might be the, I guess you want to say, previous owner. They're still in the property. I've had conversation with them about other issues on the property. It has not been addressed. I've also forwarded the violations to the bank to have them resolve it, so they're aware of these issues. Till date, nothing has been done. So my recommendation is that we let fines continue or begin with this property until said issue is addressed. I'll give you the This property was also posted on 7/19/2019 at 3:24 p.m.
Okay.
This property, just to give you a little more background, this has several issues. It has just to be on the record, it has a pool issue. The resident did cover the pool, but I'm not sure how long that's going to last. But that's a blight on the neighborhood in terms of the way this property is being kept. So there are safety issues, obviously, also with the fence as well. Attempts to either talk to the bank or the property owner have gone to naught.
Okay. All right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city and turn adjudication. Owners have until August 28th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $1,000.
Thank you.
The next case is Marcienne Pierre, case number CFAW 2018-00256. John Dorville is the officer for Rahima Golding.
Marcian Pierre? Mr. Dorville, are you covering for Ms. Golden?
I am on this particular case. Some information is not on file, but I can have added, unfortunately, through my error. However, I did post this property. This is 12630 Northeast Fifth Avenue, and they have a chain link fence, obviously in disrepair. This case was originally opened by Officer Golden, and really there's no particular movement on this particular property. I've had contact with the property owner, you know, in terms of other issues and this one, but really, I'm not sure. I can't give a judgment as to why they're not moving on this particular issue. It's not a life safety issue. It's obviously, they have a chain link fence that has some damage. It looked like it was damaged by a vehicle of some sort. The property owner never claimed that it was someone else. So it's just an eyesore in the neighborhood, obviously in that Fifth Avenue corridor. And that's pretty much the issue. For certain, the information isn't here, but I can have it loaded afterwards. But I did post a property and also did take photos. But from error on my part, I did not have that loaded on this particular case.
Do we know when property was posted for today's hearing?
It was posted on the abatement date, which would have been the 19th. And this is a long-standing case. So if you'd like, you can postpone it and move it back. However, I obviously have that information in the office. And this case is going back as far as October the 10th was the original violation was written.
All right, well, let's reset it because I need to see notice.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, next case.
The next case is Marguerite Verrier. There are 4 cases for this person. We're going to hear them one at a time. The first one is CEFAC 2019-00008. Edmé St. Louis is the officer.
Is anyone present? Margie Verrier? Verrier? Okay. Ma'am, please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Margie Verrier, the owner.
All right.
Good evening, Court Officer St. Louis. This violation was opened back in June 6, 2019. It's in regards to the plumbing issue that the tenant is having. Notice to appear was posted on 7/19/19. However, I do not have pictures because upon my re-inspection, I did not have access, being that there were minors at the property. But the tenant is also here too, to testify.
So we're here, the first one is the clogged tub, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Please contact a licensed plumber to properly inspect, repair the clogged tub. Would it not have, would she not have to pull a permit?
Yes. If major work would have to be done.
Okay, so it was just clogged.
Correct.
Okay. Ma'am,
Mhm.
what's going on with the tub?
After I got the letter, I asked her to go in. She said no because I took her to court. We went to court this morning. We have some issues and she's leaving the end of this month.
Who's she? Who we?
But the tenant is leaving.
Oh, the tenant. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so this is your tenant.
Yes.
Okay. And you guys are in the midst of an eviction?
Yeah, she said she's leaving.
Okay.
If not,
All
the
right.
court will evict her.
Okay. Since you're present, do you want to say anything or you're not?
You have to come up. You can come on this side if you like.
Good evening. Please state your full name in relationship to the property.
Rose Ramalis, I'm the tenant.
All right. Did we fix the tub?
No, ma'am.
No?
No.
What happened to it?
Well, it's been a while. It's been 3 months. She knew before I entered the property, the bathtub needs to fix. She stated that before that she will fix the problem while I'm in there. And it's been 7 months. At first, it was going slowly. I called her about it. I explained to her, the water's not going where it's supposed to go. It takes time to go down. I had called the realtor, the man that works for her, which is Eddie Dose. He said that, okay, they already know the problem. They're going to send somebody to fix it. That haven't happened. On June 1st, I paid her. On June 6th, she asked for more money. I told her I would not pay her any more money. My lease is $1,000. She want me to give her $1,250. I stated that the only way she's going to get that money is to the courthouse. So we went to court. We had that settled. But the problem is that she's supposed to come and fix the house, but she haven't fixed anything. Therefore, I'm going through that problem on my own, and she stated that she will get it fixed, and it haven't been fixed. It become worse.
Okay.
So,
All right. So essentially, when you take a shower, the water's not going down.
no. I have 3 children in there. So since it's summer, they're out of school, so it takes time for them to take showers so the water don't be filled up all the way, so they can, relax and let everybody take a shower. So my daughter is the person who's cleaning the bathtub because I work 7 days a week and nights. So when everybody take a shower, the water scum, the soap scums just sit there, and it's dirty and it's filthy. I don't like it. If I'm paying, I do not like it. So when she's taking me to court to try to evict me, and then after a while she want to come and fix it, no. I told her no. I will not let her inside my house because I don't trust her. If you're trying to evict me for no reason, then I will not let you in my house. I will leave. Then you can come and fix your house after it's done.
Okay.
And it's not just a drain, it's plenty.
I want a copy of that section.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
I have pictures. She want to see?
Is it 29? I need to be able to use the new code. Where's that? Like the beginning. Oh, there it is. Okay. Subsection 3.
That's the sub- Okay. All right. Okay, so you guys are still going through the eviction? You're still in the,
Well,
going through the process, or was there a judgment?
it was a judgment. I stated that instead of staying in the house, Because the landlord and tenant should have some sort of communication. We don't have that. Because after her being disrespectful, I don't feel comfortable staying on her property any longer.
Okay,
So
I just want to know, is there an order, is there a judgment that you're supposed to move out at a certain date?
Yes, I want to move on the 30th of August.
Okay, all right, so, well, I can't give her till, because the tenant is not allowing her back into,
After, so what's the next date after the August 28th date?
that would be September 25.
That's
Can you please
sufficient
extend
time
that, please, to
Okay.
September 25th?
All right,
for her to go in there.
Can I say something?
okay. So I do find that the violation does exist. I do find in favor of the city enter an adjudication. I am going to give you the September 25th date because I do understand, as you testified, that you're not allowed back while she's there. So I cannot give you August 28th because I know then you're not going to be able to get it done. So I'm giving you until September 25th, by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by that date, there will be a daily fine amount of $300.
May I say something else?
Absolutely.
Well, the problem is it's not just the drain. They're termites. The windows are broken.
Hold on, we're just dealing with one. I do understand there are 3 other cases, is that correct?
Okay.
There are
Thank
4, 5, how many cases are there? 4?
There's 4 cases.
Okay. All right, so there's more. But we're just dealing with this one. We'll deal it with one at a time,
One
one
at a
case
ti-
at a time.
All right.
All right, so we ruled on the first case.
you.
Let's call the second one. And you want to take a seat so that the officer can present her case?
The next case is for Shanna Sanders, and that case number for the same property is CELDR 2019-00008.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. As already stated, this is property address 1572 Northeast 135 Street. She's in violation of land development regulations. Long story short, the driveway. She doesn't have a properly installed driveway in the front of her property. This was brought to my attention by Code Manager Cordeau. Long story short, she needs to install a proper driveway if she's going to have the vehicles parked on the front lawn, like in the manner that they are now. I am showing that this violation was opened June 18th, 2019. Sent a couple of letters, have not heard back from the property owner and or the tenant. This is a duplex, so I want to make sure this is not the tenant on the side where the vehicles are being parked. It's on the other side. But again, this is a duplex, and she needs to install a proper driveway. As of last week, July 31st, and today, I made contact because I wanted to speak to the property owner about the other violations, since I am the code officer for this area. Thank you for me for stepping in my absence. But again, the parking area needs to be paved if the tenants are going to remain parked on the front lawn.
Can you put up the photos, please?
Yes, I will.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, do you understand the violation?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
This isn't my doing.
I'm sorry?
I said I was planning on doing something about this.
Okay. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice. I find in favor of the city. Ma'am, I'll give you, I know this is another side. I'll give you some time because I know that's gonna.
Yes, it needs to be done with proper permits. Let me make sure,
Yeah.
that I do put that on record.
Mhm.
Driveway with proper permits need to be, obtained through building and zoning.
All right, I will give you, it's a big driveway, it seems. Since I've entered an adjudication, does the code enforcement officer have any objection to 90 days?
I would like maybe a shorter time, at least so that she can get I mean, that she doesn't need access to the property to at least, get the applications on file. I would hate for, day, and I'm just, throwing out a number, 86 to get here, and no applications have been, submitted in, or day 86 they are submitted, and now they're coming from more time. So I don't think it would take 30 days to at least submit an application to the city. Forgive me, magistrate, but yeah, if we can shorten that time to at least, try to get that application on file, then I'll be willing to work with them and give them time after that. But 90 days, in my opinion, would be too long.
Ma'am, do you understand?
Yeah, I understand what she's saying. Do
Okay.
you have any option beside it? Because I know years ago they had asked me, and I did.
Say that one more time. Speak into the mic so we can hear
Couple years
you.
ago, they had asked me to do it, and I did go and bought some marks and put in front of the lawn, on the lawn. And at times they go away when it rains. So I was planning to go and buy some more and put there, because I'm not really ready for the pavement.
Don't we
It's a lot
usually
of
send
money.
them to building and zoning?
The
for
building
that?
and zoning, yes, we used to allow the rocks, but as she's seen, and yes, I was still the zone officer in that area. That was a few years ago when we had, I think he's a major now, a sergeant, I'm not sure, Blanchard, over us, and they did allow, her to place the rocks down, but codes and stuff change over the time. I'm not well endowed with the Florida Building Code and what they allow and don't allow. But rocks, as you see, because here we are another year or two, and clearly she's not placing enough rocks there to keep, to make it look professionally, at least aesthetic looking like a driveway. So, it's totally up to her, but more so speak to building and zoning, and they could give her the, the information as to what materials she would need.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I said that's true myself. I looked at it. I don't like it.
Can you
And
please
I
speak
was-
into the mic?
I said myself, because I don't live at the property, but I go by a lot every month or a couple times a month. I don't like the way it looks too. And I had planned to go buy some rocks. But since she's had the issue and I knew she's leaving as well, this was in my plan as well.
Okay, so let me let the cases run together. So I'll give you until September 25th as well.
Yeah.
But you do understand what the officer is saying. Speak to zoning,
Yeah.
building and zoning, so that they can tell you exactly what you can or cannot do. And make sure that your paperwork is, once the paperwork is there, the officer says she'll work with you. But she needs to see that you're taking the necessary steps to get it done. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Next case.
The next case for the same property is CEMHE 2019-00007. Edme St. Louis is the officer.
This case is for the property owner to exterminate the property due to termites that the tenant complained that she was having. As for that one as well, I do not have pictures. I posted the property on July 19, 2019,
How do we know there's termites?
because I relied on the tenant to email me the pictures and I never got them. But I'm pretty sure she has some
All
with
right.
her.
Ma'am, come forward. Okay, go ahead. What is your testimony?
Your Honor, it's the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the same thing. When I entered the house, it's supposed to be fixed. My windows are not fixed. The only thing that's holding on to the windows is me go to Home Depot and buy me a tape to tape front and outside, which means that both of them are taping by me for the past 7 months I've been living in the house.
We're not doing the windows yet. We're doing the termites.
The termites, I do have the pictures, yes.
Okay, show them to the officer and she'll show them to the property owner who can see whether or not somebody can identify that this is the actual property.
Okay, there's more. Mm-hmm. Plenty.
Yeah, the husband and stuff.
Plenty.
They coming.
Terrible.
Oh my God.
Mm.
Can I say something? Again,
Give me 1 second. What are these?
This is an inspection they're doing with the company. They're
Huh?
supposed, the
Those are the termites. They fly everywhere in the room, and then they die, and then all the stuff are on the floor.
These are termites?
Well, I don't know what it is, but they inside the room.
Really? I've never seen what it looks like. Wow.
Trying to get me.
Yeah, that's.
Okay. This is really bad. Never seen anything like that.
When is this from? This is the company that's coming over. I kind of stopped him because I was going to court today. So I told him once I come out today, I will call him and tell him when to come in. They already inspect the house. I haven't set up a date with them yet, but they're coming. I stopped them on the way.
Mhm. So this is an application.
An assessment that they did for the house. 'Cause I
Oh,
told
they
them-
did an
yeah,
assessment
Yeah, because I'm going to hire
proposal.
them to do
Okay.
the job.
Except pallet, petrol, fumigation. Okay. And do you want this done now, or you don't want anything done while you're?
No, ma'am, she had the chance to do so. She didn't. So I'm almost out on time for that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just for the record, the property owner provided a termite estimate / proposal to get the
No, I don't want
termite,
none.
what is it, fumigated? All right. Okay, so the tenant testified that she is not going to allow the property owner to enter the property to do any of the work. So she's moving out at the end of the month, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that brings us to September 25th again. So I'm keeping all the cases running together. But as soon as you have access to the property, just make sure that the work is done. Because if it's not done and the officer, is able to go there and investigate and the work is not done, then there will be a daily fine amount. This is so excessive. That's a $500 fine if it's not taken care of by the abatement date. You understand?
Yeah, once she's out, I'm going to have the companies come in and do it, start everything.
Okay, next case.
The next case is for the same property, CEWWC 2019-00062. Ed May St. Louis is the officer.
This violation is for the windows. It was posted for notice to appear on the 19th. And as of the 31st of July, the violations still remain. And I have the final pictures.
Okay.
And it's all around.
So this is what the tenant was testifying to, that there is being held up by tapes?
Yes.
Okay.
And the initial pictures, probably a little bit more. This is pretty much all the windows with tape from outside and inside.
Okay. All right. The property looks nice from the outside, isn't that something? It's painted. It looks, but there's a lot of things going on, and it seems like maybe it was not ready to be rented so quickly. Because if you have termite issues, you have the windows that are being propped up by Scotch tapes, basically, and the tub is clogged up. Then the property is a shell of a house. It looks good on the outside, but it's a mess when you start digging deeper, you realize that it
When
has a
she-
lot of issues.
When she moved in, the tub wasn't clogged. When she moved in, the tub wasn't clogged.
Okay, well, there's a
Okay.
possibility, that's true,
windows-
but what's going on with the windows and the
tower-
termites and,
the house was under repair. She knew about it. We talked. That's why we gave the house with a low pay. So I
no,
told her
if
we
the
get some-
house needs to be repaired, you do the repair first before you bring somebody in there with 3 kids. That's unacceptable. She has 3 minor children. She testified that she didn't know all these issues.
Really?
She said things were supposed to be fixed. It's been
She
7
knew
months.
about the repair. She knew. It started with while
No,
she was there.
she knew that there were termites, and then she moved her
No,
3
no, I
small
didn't even
children
know we
in.
had- I didn't even know we had termites until she told me. Okay, then I went in, I saw it, and I
Magistrate,
told her I'm working on it.
If I may,
Yes.
just to put this on the record, it is a duplex. So if one side is infested, more so the entire
other-
property.
Yeah, it's gonna get done. All of it is gonna get done.
And also, for the record, on property appraiser, she stated that she does not reside at the property, but on property appraiser, the mailing address is going to 1572 Northeast 135th. Just so she don't come in here saying she didn't receive no mailing or any of that sort. Because we deal with that issue a lot.
I
Mm-hmm.
receive all my mail.
Yeah, she would need to change her homestead as well.
Okay.
I'm moving in here, so.
All right, based on the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city, I enter an adjudication. Ma'am, you have until September 25th by which to resolve the violation, the windows, practically everything that needs fixing in that house. As soon as she leaves, you have a short window of opportunity to get things done. We're not here on the other side of the duplex, but as the officer said, and you probably need to talk to your termite person to make sure that the entire house has to be checked and fumigated. So, again, September 25th, if the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $750. Okay. Is there another case for this property?
no.
All right, ma'am.
The next case on the agenda is Marie Gentilis, case number CFAW 2019-00109. Edme St. Louis is the officer.
Good evening, Code Officer St. Louis. This violation was opened back in April 25th of 2019. As of today, the violations still remain. It's for a damaged fence. And notice to appear was posted on July 19, 2019.
Let me find out. Is Marie Gentilus?
She's not here.
She's not here?
I spoke to the attorney today.
Okay, so she's represented by counsel?
Yeah.
Did he make
He's
notice
not
of
going to be able
appearance?
to make it as well.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
As of July 31st, from April 25th to July 31st, on our recheck date, it still remains the same. But they are going through a process. I am looking for an adjudication due to the fact that neighbors are complaining, but also giving them 60 days.
So did he ask for a continuance, or is he like purposely not coming?
I don't know. She said she spoke to opposing counsel. I don't have
Is he
a
asking
notice
for a
of appearance.
He's asking for a continuance, but I did explain to him I will be asking for an adjudication due to the fact that the violation has been open since April 25th, and neighbors are complaining.
Did he send anything to your office or to file anything?
I didn't get anything. I guess he just spoke with code. I don't know if it's the first time that he's on it, and I'm not sure.
He'll be calling tomorrow to get a copy of the permit action, because he also said he'll be doing that as well, just for the record.
Okay, so he told you to ask the court for a continuance?
No, I'm asking for adjudication, and I also explained that to him.
What did he ask specifically?
He really didn't ask for anything. I just told him moving forward, I'll go ahead and ask for an adjudication and give them 60 days for the abatement date. or your call.
I didn't do attorney on the case. I don't know why he didn't file a notice of appearance and request a continuance.
I don't know.
Do you want to postpone it? Maybe he'll show up then.
All right, let's just postpone it just for 1 month and then let's see what happens. If the same thing happens next time, then we'll know how to proceed.
No problem.
All right, next case.
The next case is Marvin Chapman, case number CEGMP 2019-00073. Ed May St. Louis is the officer.
This violation is for the general maintenance of the property, as far as for the roof, the mildew roof, and the exterior painting of the property. I have pictures. Notice to appear was posted on July 19, 2019. And as of the recheck of our final recheck on July 31st, same property. Oh my God. This is how the house looked. Our cameras actually makes it look a little bit better.
Excuse me. Thank you. Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Property owner has until August 28th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount, $500.
The next item is Maizia Hussein Trust, case number SDNOV 2019-00153. Ed May St. Louis is the officer.
This violation is for the dumpster enclosure on the property. And as of today, as of our final recheck, the dumpster is still not enclosed, but I have been in contact with the property owner, and he's trying to work something out as far as, because he already has a section that's enclosed where he can actually put the dumpster there, but for some reason, it hasn't been in there. Notice to appear was handed to one of the tenant on July 19, 2019. And as of the final reinspection, it's still not enclosed.
Sir, please state your full name and relationship to the property.
My name is Firas Hussein. I am the property owner.
Okay.
Like the officer said, we have this issue. The tenant, they don't want to have the dumpster behind them door. But I just spoke with the officer, a couple hours ago. In a couple days, I will force them to have it in that area that we're supposed to have it there. I used to be there anyway. So just in a couple days, we'll be okay.
What's the officer asking?
Being that it wasn't in compliance by our final recheck, we're pressing for at least an adjudication.
All right. Based on the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Sir, you have until August 28th?
Yeah, before that, we will have it for sure.
Okay. If it's not resolved by then, there's going to be a daily fine amount of $250.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
The next case is Mehmet Aris, case number CEBPR 2019-00026. Jose Perez is the officer.
Mehmet Aris? Okay.
City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer Perez. Today we're hearing the case in reference to the property located at 12040 Northwest First Court. This is in reference to building permits. They replaced the front door of the property and did not obtain any permits for the property. The property was posted. The property was actually, service was hand delivered on July 16, 2019 to resident Junior Leandre at 11:43 a.m. And here we have some photographs depicting the door that was changed.
They left the evidence out in the street.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And that's the new door.
All right. Based on the based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Property owner has until August 28th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $200.
Thank you.
The next case is Savor Osilian, case number CEBLR 2019-00021. Vanessa Willis is the officer.
Auxilian.
Good evening, Vanessa Willis, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This particular case was opened on June 4, 2019 to paint the numbers on the house in a contrasting color. And the property was posted July 18, 2019 at 2:48 p.m. Bear with me just one second. I'm going to get you a picture. Those are the numbers on the house, and they're not in contrasting color. So from the street, you can barely see. I zoomed in, so that's how you, but you're really unable to decipher the numbers, and the hedges are a little bit high too, so you can't see the 0 in the address. I think I have one more picture. See if that's it. And it's like from the street, this is what you see, the numbers here. So they should just paint them white or another color. And to date, as of July 31st, they were not in compliance.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Property owners have until August 28th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there'll be a daily fine amount of $100.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
The next item is Somay Farias, case number CEODS 2019-00073. Shanna Sanders is the officer.
Somay Farias. Go ahead.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a new case for outdoor storage. It was for property address 13080 Coronado Terrace. It was originally opened April 25th, 2019. Sent a couple of notices. I even spoke to the property owner via telephone call. She stated that she would remove the items, but as of last week, July 31st, the wood still remains in the rear of the property. I am showing proper service was given. The property was posted on July 18th, 2019 at 1:45 p.m. And I have photos of the violation if you would like to see.
Yes, please.
Sorry for the sideways photos. I guess we're learning. I know to take them a different way next time. As you may see, the wood is in the back of the property. It's piles of wood. She stated she removed some wood fencing and I think a deck in the rear. She brought the property this way. Again, she stated she would remove it, but as of last week, it still remained.
All right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice to owners that failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Property owners have until August 28th by which to resolve the violation. The violation is not resolved by the abatement date. That will be a daily fine amount of $200.
The next item on the agenda is Valentina Leche White, case number CEWWC 2019-00018. Karen Jean Lewis is the officer.
Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Good evening, Your Honor. My name is Javan Rampersad. I'm here from Louis Law Group on behalf of Ms. Valentina White. We represent her in a case currently pending in the Circuit Division of this court, 2018 34392 CA01. We are attorneys appearing on her behalf tonight as well.
Okay.
Good evening, Co-Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. The property 965 Northeast 143 Street was cited for the roof that appears to be in disrepair due to a blue tarp. Contact was made with the property owner who did confirm that the roof is damaged, and her attorneys have been going back and forth with the insurance to remedy the roof. And after being in contact with the attorney, they're asking for a continuance because they're really close with coming to a resolution.
And that is correct, Your Honor. And if I can just briefly just explain a little bit of the progress that we've made since the last posture. As we stated before, we have had some difficulty with this insurance company, but we are suing them currently in circuit court. Since the last time that we were here, we attempted to engage in some discovery with them. That unfortunately did not go well, so I did have to file a motion to compel discovery. That was actually heard in the circuit court on 6/25, June 25th. That was granted, so we do have depositions pending. One that's going to take place next week on August 13th. The second one's going to be on August 23rd. That generally gets the ball rolling because it forces the insurance company to start spending a few $1,000s defending the case. I do feel like we're very close to a resolution. Actually, I got a call on the way here this evening from the attorney for the insurance company with a potential resolution. It's not quite what we expect and what we need, but we did set up a meeting this upcoming Friday. He's going to be at my office with the representative from Universal as well, with the hopes that we can settle it this upcoming Friday in the afternoon. If not, we will be going forward with those depositions next week and on the 23rd, and hopefully after that time we can set this case for trial and have a trial date issued by the circuit judge to present our case before the court.
And Judge, he has been in contact with our office, and we have no objection to a continuance.
Okay. So should we continue it like 60 days?
60 days should be enough, Your Honor. Like I said, we are close right now. We're working on the final details. The way this usually works is even after we agree on the settlement, we do have to go through the release process, which is essentially my client signing contracts, releasing the claim to the insurance company. That could take between 3 weeks to 30 days for her to actually get the money that will be issued by Universal. So if we can do 60 days, that would give us a little bit of breathing room to get her the check to make sure that she can take the tarp off of the roof and start on the work. I do understand that a permit has to be pulled as well. She's in the process of looking for a contractor. That way we can have everything lined up.
Okay, so let's reset it for October 2nd.
Sounds good.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
And this concludes all the items on our agenda.
All right, gentlemen, what, do you have a case here?
Yes.
That's being heard today? Because we just completed the agenda.
Oh.
They're probably in compliance. Can you guys double check?
We had a case this
After
morning.
Yeah.
Oh, this morning. He said this morning.
We had a case this morning that has been canceled and one for tonight.
You'll receive a notice for the morning hearing if it's still open. Just call your officer that's at the bottom of your notice tomorrow to find out